Welcome to Career Mondays. What I'd like to talk about today are personal bungee cords. Now, for those of you that don't know what a bungee cord is, it's basically a thick elastic, usually covered in cloth with a couple of hooks on the end. I mean, I've used them on roof racks before, out camping. I've used them around golf carts and stuff. A lot of uses are really popular things. But what I use it in reference to is when we have behaviors that appear to be sabotaging, where things don't work, where we have bad luck. It's fate, it's destiny, things just aren't going to work for you. You try really hard, then all of a sudden you get pulled back again. That's what I call a bungee cord. So if I use a typical example of, say, somebody that wins a $5 million lottery. The stats say that within 3 or 4 years, they're as broke or worse off than they were before they won the money. It's a pretty dominant example of what a personal bungee cord is to me. So in other words, the person is at this level of financial ability and, a comfort zone or not in what they have. Then all of a sudden they win $5 million, they're out of their comfort zone. They've got belief systems, maybe I don't deserve it, maybe this is all that I can have is where I was. They don't know how to handle it. There's a lot of different things that come into play where they just start to lose it. They don't know what to do with it. At some level, they may think they do, they overspend. There's different things that come up. They attract people that scam them. Well, that's all the personal bungee cord, whether they think they're worth it or they're not. That's one example. So there's probably lots of examples you can think of in your life where you've worked really hard. Maybe it's in a relationship, and then suddenly it goes sideways. Well, one of the ways to tell is there a bit of a pattern there. What is it what's the glass ceiling is another term, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We look at it as sabotage, we look at it as other reasonings, but that personal bungee cord is really important to recognize and adapt to. Now, I'm not saying that we need a lot of therapy, a lot of counseling. It can be valuable at times, but most times it may not be necessary. If you become aware of what your personal bungee cord is, what is it, and we might have 1,000 of them, what is it then in that instance? What's the belief system that's pulling me back? And just simply say to yourself, well, that's kind of silly. Why am I doing that? Bring it to the surface, bring it into the light, examine it, and then let it go and see what happens in your world. So that's your homework for the week. Just look for your bungee cords.